heart and soul, and I'm thrilled. I love Crystal too. I hired her. It's your turn.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh yeah, it's coming through now.
Here we are.
There we are.
Hey there. Welcome to the MAAV phone banking live stream. We are. Oh, that's all of us. Okay. Yep, we're live from the MAAV phone banking headquarters. And my name is Jen Winslow. This is Imogen Thomas.
Hello, hello.
We are just doing this big experiment tonight to see if we can live stream and get the word out about the 30th annual walk to end domestic violence.
Absolutely. Rebecca was the director of MAAV for the first 25 years. So we would just love during the 30th year to, honor that 25-year legacy and let her come and share a little bit with you guys.
Thank you so much. It will be. So nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here. Thank you, Rebecca.
We're ready for you whenever you.
Look at that. You guys have matching t-shirts.
We got the matching MAAV shirts. How are you doing?
Good, very good.
And so for this, we would like to just kind of open the floor for you since you have such a long tenure with MAAV, 25 years.
Yes.
Let you just share your favorite memory or favorite memories. I'm sure you have a lot. So whatever you'd like to share.
Okay, let me just ask you this. How long do you want it to be?
Um,
'Cause I could make the story short or longer, you know? Is this a microphone?
Yes. Yes, a little microphone.
Oh my God. Am I supposed to hook this to myself?
No, you can just hold it.
Hold it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
You're right.
My grandchildren will love this. Because I did think about it, to think about what would be a good story to share. And like I said, I can make it a minute, I can make it 3 minutes, whatever you guys want.
3 minutes is definitely fine.
Okay.
Absolutely. Tell us, yeah.
Okay. Is it going?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So I was thinking about every year with the walk, there'd be something funny or, interesting that happened. But I was thinking one that really stood out for me was 2012. Deval Patrick was the governor of Massachusetts, and his wife, Diane Patrick, was an attorney and just a really eloquent, outspoken advocate for victims of domestic violence. And she was very open about the fact that she herself had been in an abusive marriage before she met Deval. So we had used all our connections and really bent over backwards to get her to come to our walk. And we also were giving her the award that we give out, the Advocacy and Action Award.
Yeah.
So we were so excited that she had agreed to come. And she was going to read a name during the vigil. She was going to speak. She was going to share a personal story. Well, the night the day of the walk was the eve of Hurricane Sandy.
Oh no.
So, it started getting kind of windy, and she was on a train from New York to Boston to come to our event. And one of her aides had come, and this was when the walk and the vigil was in the middle school cafeteria. It was before we outgrew that and moved into the auditorium. So it's in the cafeteria of the middle school, and I remember this young woman, I think her name was Mimi, if I remember. Mimi would just be giving me updates because the train was delayed because of the storm.
Oh no.
So she'd be like, and it was like 3:30. The vigil was supposed to start at 4, so it was like 3:30, and she'd be like, "Okay, she's in New Haven. She's in New Haven." And then 10 minutes later, "Okay, she's in Providence. She's in Providence." She'd just like constantly be giving me updates, and it was inching closer to 4. And I just said to myself, "Okay, she doesn't get here. We flip the order of things. We read the names first. We do the vigil first. That takes at least a half an hour. Hopefully she'll be here by 4:30. If she's not, she's not, and we go ahead." But that was the plan. So at 4 o'clock on the dot, I'm standing up there, starting it off. She bursts into the middle school cafeteria, and she looked fantastic. You would never know she had been on this terrible train ride, and she was just so gracious and warm and nice. And I just introduced her. She got right up there. She told her story. She was just so compelling, and she lit one of the candles, and we had one of the photographers took a beautiful picture of her that we were able to give her afterwards with her holding a candle. And it was also, actually, I remembered, it was the first year of a community art project. And what it was is we had just redone the logo, so the hands. And so our theme of the walk was everyone has a hand in stopping violence.
Okay.
And the community art project, in partnership with Chris Rodolico, of course, was people tracing their hands on these huge canvases and then coloring each other's hands in. So you didn't color in your own hand, you colored in someone else's. They're all overlapping, and it was just kind of this nice community feel. And Chris had, he's huge canvases, but she had taken some and made them into canvases you could hang on the wall. So squares, wood frames that we put the canvas on, and we gave one to Diane Patrick that night, and she loved it. And I can't remember who told me this, who would have been in her office. Maybe it was Catherine Clark, but somebody told me later that she had hung it in her office at the State House. So that we loved that. And so that was 2012. That was a walk and a vigil I will never forget.
Yes, very memorable walk, and it sounds like an amazing addition. Getting to have her
It was
there
really,
with you guys.
really special. She was captivating. She really was. She was just so eloquent and so honest. And most of the people there had no idea. They weren't that familiar, so they didn't know her history. And so they were really pretty surprised, and just, again, her honesty and the fact that she represented someone that really broke the mold of the stereotype of a victim of domestic violence. And she said that too. She said, "I was raised in this really loving family. I was really well educated. Yeah, I had everything going for me, but I fell in love with the wrong person, and up until the end, she was trying to help him and felt bad for him. And it really was when she met Deval Patrick that he helped her kind of see what was really going on and helped her get out of that relationship. So it was riveting. It really was.
Wow. That's very those insights into breaking that mold, I feel like, is really important piece of this, because I think so many people expect it to look one way or one, and it really, there is no rhyme or reason, there is no barriers. So it's when people like her do go and advocate, I feel like that's so important. So that's amazing that year you guys were able to get her, and she was comfortable enough to share her story with all of you.
Yeah, it was
That's amazing.
Special.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. That was amazing. And we're just so excited to have you be a part of the 30th year.
This is great. Oh my God. So this sweatshirt's from the 20th year. Yeah. That was a special one too. We had it at Memorial Hall. So it would be kind of full circle because
Yeah.
that's where it started.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I can't believe it's the 30th now.
I know.
It's awesome.
Time flies.
Yeah, well, I'm so grateful to all of you for continuing it.
Definitely. Yeah, of course. It's our honor to carry on the legacy you have here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And to move it from a league study to something that was really tangible. And for me, that's the heart of Melrose, is the fact that over the years, so many people have taken action and worked together so that we're not duplicating efforts, so we're not doing our own thing, but we're all working. I guess I thought that domestic violence was something that occurred in other towns and cities. And so a key piece of the study was doing a survey with the communities of faith in town, as well as with the police department. And I and the others in the study were shocked to learn that there had been 200 reported situations in Melrose to the police department the year before. We have to do something. And so to me, it was amazing the way we all pulled together. And it was that realization that this is something that is so important for us here in Melrose to look at and figure out how we can support victims of domestic violence. We moved very quickly to form a board of directors and to move it from a league study to something that was really tangible. And for me, that's the heart of Melrose, is the fact that over the years, so many people have taken action and worked together so that we're not duplicating efforts, so we're not doing our own thing, but we're all working together to make this community stronger and better for everyone. We also thought it was really important to raise awareness, community awareness, to do some kind of annual event. So we were talking about having a walk, having a vigil, doing something. So that was the beginning of the annual walk.
MAAV is unbelievable. In the 20 years I've been there, we started out with a walk with 50 people, and last year we grew to 500 people. So the community knows about MAAV. The victims and survivors of domestic violence know about MAAV, and I'm just so proud to be part of what I consider one of the best organizations I ever worked with.
Ending domestic violence would mean that high school students would have good role models at home, as well as at school, and would not be afraid to be with their families at the end of the day.
So ending domestic violence would mean greater faith and respect in yourself, as well as the people around you.
I think ending domestic violence would mean greater strides towards gender equality.
Ending domestic abuse would mean no more children having to witness or experience abuse in their homes.
Ending domestic violence would mean healthier relationships for people everywhere.
Ending domestic violence is a community response.
Ending domestic violence would mean happier children in much stronger communities.
A world without domestic violence would be a world of hope and promise.
Happy 20th anniversary, MAAV.
Good. Okay. So from the very beginning of MAAV, the Melrose Police Department and MAAV have worked in close partnership to help survivors of domestic violence find their way to safety and a better life. Joining us this evening is Chief Kevin Fowler, the current Chief of Police of the Melrose Police Department. Chief, welcome and thanks for being here to kick off the walk season with us. We're excited to celebrate our 30th year. I would just love to hear your take on the partnership between MAAV and the Melrose Police Department.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me down tonight, and then involving myself and us on the walk that's coming up in October. But as far as the partnership goes, I walked into this job a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago, and the relationship was already formed from Chief Lyle, and probably even before Chief Lyle, I'm not sure. But it was well-oiled machine, I'd like to call it. So I walked into a good thing. Detective Ehlers and the ladies and the men and women that have helped in the past kind of helped ease me into this partnership. And actually today we met with, you probably know this, met with Meredith, signed another MOU, redoing the MOU, so everything is up to date. And looking forward to another year and more of helping you guys, and but more importantly, you guys helping us be that sort of bridge between victimization and helping victims, helping families navigate their way through, which is certainly an emotional time. Most people don't see us during the good times. It's usually during the tough times. So you guys are very instrumental in helping us. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're so grateful to have Detective Dan's input. He lets us know what's happening in the city, and he also educates us a lot on just the processes and everything that kind of goes into it. Because if you don't know, you don't know. And he's been a great resource for us for so long. So thanks for fostering that as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you have any? I know it's been only a couple of years, but do you have any favorite memories of MAAV, the walk, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean the walk is one. It's kind of a bittersweet event, right? Because we usually, what we're doing is recognizing victims, obviously, that have been passed away due to the violence. But it's bittersweet. I say that because when I see the amount of people that show up for it in the community and even outside the community to support the cause, and in the people on our job that help with even little things like traffic, right, to make sure we cross. So that's what I've taken so far. I think I did the walk even before I became chief, but those are good things. And we were talking today about updating the MOU, and more importantly, like you were saying, Dan, is that bridge where the laws change. Police officers, we're continually training on rights of arrest, family dynamics. What is a household member now? What's a family household member? Families have changed since I was a kid, right? The dynamic. So we have to adapt in order to make sure that we're providing the best services so that kids, grandparents, regular adults like us feel safe when they go home or wherever they lay their head at night. So favorite memory, the walk is fun. It's actually fun. It's healthy. I don't get out as much, so if I get my steps in, it's a win.
Yeah. I like to think about it like we, MAAV is a really interesting mix of really wonderful successes and community, and also it holds these sort of difficult and sometimes terrible realities, but we have to sort of see the reality before we can make change. And so we really appreciate all that you guys do over at MPD, and we're happy that you are always such great supporters, just even in physical presence and helping us make the walk happen logistically. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I just want to, without mentioning Dan too much, because he's the detective who does all the follow-up, right? But the real true work is done at the first line with the patrol officers who have to respond to those calls. Dan, the luxury of me, I'm a Monday morning quarterback. Most of the stuff I do is after. But really, the men and women who are at the house dealing with a crying child or having, unfortunately, take mom or dad in custody if we have to go that route. Those are the ones that, you and I want to make sure that they're trained the most, because that lasting impact of that first officer on scene, they may never come back to that house, and that child who's sitting watching this interaction has a lasting impression of what this represents. So it's not only important for myself and Dan, the follow-ups and the referrals, it's more important, how do we handle that first interaction? So, and you have helped us. Your organization has certainly helped us with a lot of that type of training.
Nice. Great. Yeah, we're such a great partnership. So
thank you.
Thanks again, Chief, for coming by, and
absolutely
appreciate it. We'll see you at the walk for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And good luck the rest of the night.
All right. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So earlier this year, our community in Melrose lost a very special person. She was not only special to Melrose, but such an important part of Melrose Alliance Against Violence. In the first 30 years of the organization, Joan Bell served as president of the board of directors of MAAV for 20 years. She led with heart, and she gave so much of herself so generously to MAAV. We will honor Joan during this year's vigil and walk in her memory, as MAAV was a cause that Joan cared about so deeply. There are few words that can express all she brought to the organization. So I spoke earlier this month with Sally Stubbs. She's a former board member, and the way that she talked about Joan was really just perfect. So we're going to share that video with you now, and I hope you enjoy the memory of Sally Stubbs.
long before I retired and Rebecca Mooney asked me to join the board. I knew Joan for many years. You know, our kids were all in school together, but I didn't really know. I didn't know her that well until I joined the board at MAAV, and I remember she interviewed me because that was how things worked, and I just recognized what a dynamic, special person she was. She didn't see problems as problems. She saw them, no, it sounds cliche, but she saw them as opportunities. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's dive into this. Let's see what the pitfalls are and work our way around them. And she just was always upbeat and always gave the people who were working on something together with her this confidence that we were going to make this happen. We were going to get this done. And that was just, that was a special gift of hers. Warm, funny. I just was, like the entire community, I was just devastated when she was no longer with us. She was not a look at me kind of person. You know, it was all about the goals and the effort and collaborating with people. So, you know, she was just so down to earth and no ego, just, let's get it done. I'm sure the community is still reeling from this, but she lives in our heads and our hearts.
Okay. Awesome. So all set. Okay. So I am here with Meredith Shaw. And so 2025 has been quite the year for MAAV, not just because it's the 30th, but earlier in the summer we said goodbye to Crystal, who had taken over from Rebecca. And she did an amazing job for the last, it was 2 to 3-ish years. But yeah, so we, as the board, had the task to fill both Rebecca and Crystal's shoes, which was not an easy feat, but we had an amazing candidate pool of applicants, and we now get to present the new director of MAAV, Meredith. And so yeah, it's been, you only started back in early August, so it's still very fresh, like a month in. So just want to kind of ask first reflections, any thoughts about MAAV, and just let you have the floor to speak about your first month.
Thank you. No, I'm so honored to be here. I'm so grateful to be chosen to
lead the organization into the next the next phase. 30 years is quite a milestone, and quite a time to come into an organization as a new leader. And so I've been, for this past month, really connecting with MAAV's very intricate web of partners and supporters, our student action board leaders.
Yep.
And it's really amazing at how deep the roots of MAAV are in the community, and the regard that folks have for the organization and the impact that the organization has had over the past 3 decades. It's really quite remarkable. And I'm so thrilled to be here and to be in this space and serving this community and serving survivors, and supporting prevention, because we know that there's tremendous power in prevention. And if we can plant these seeds with young people so that they know what healthy relationships look like, what green flags look like, that can really impact lives.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
yes, it's a big job for an amazing, impactful organization.
Definitely. Is there anything, so you kind of touched upon in that answer some of the big key things that MAAV focuses on, which is the prevention work, the survivor advocacy work, and the survivor support work. What in particular about this job feels exciting or particularly important to you? What speaks to you, I guess?
Yeah, I think what speaks to me just in general is service to community, service to people. Like that's in my DNA.
Yeah.
And I come from a long line of public servants. So personally, that's how it speaks to me. I think what drew me in and what I'm excited about is the prevention arm of the work, and working with youth leaders, having touch points with youth at all levels of education. That's really exciting, because again, I think that the prevention is where the power is. And I just love the model that the Student Action Board follows, that I know, was seeded years and years and years ago, and continues now. There are almost 30 youth leaders that are active, doing peer-to-peer education, planning events, raising awareness. So that model, I know, has tremendous impact. It's evidence-based. We know it's effective. So I'm excited about that. And I'm grateful to be able to work with our team to support survivors and offer help, and offer resources and offer information, to help survivors move forward and create safer lives for themselves and those that they love.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so going into this whole event that we have here today is centered around our 30th anniversary walk. So I just wanted to know any thoughts, or what are you looking forward to about the walk itself?
Yes.
In October.
Well, it's really iconic in my mind. So I'm really looking forward to being there and experiencing the event. I know, and I recognize and understand the tremendous amount of planning and coordination that goes into this kind of event. So it'll be fun to be there, to see how the community comes together to really raise awareness and support the work. So I'm grateful that I have that opportunity to see it in action. And also, I really I appreciate the way the event is structured and the way we honor the victims that we've lost to domestic violence during the vigil. So it's that, I use the frame of hope and concern. It's the concern that we hold in the vigil, knowing that we're still losing people to domestic violence, and there's still a lot of work to do. And then I parallel that with the hope of, look at this community that is wrapping its arms around this concern, this issue, raising awareness and coming out to support the community, to support people
to know that we're not alone, right?
Yeah,
And prevention,
absolutely.
yeah, prevention is best done in community, and I feel like the walk is the manifestation of that.
Yep.
You see it. You see it
Definitely.
with the walk. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And yeah, well, we're so excited to have you as a part of MAAV and cannot wait for this 31st year ahead as we hit the ground running. So
It's
thank
a great
you.
age, 30,
Yes.
31.
Thank you so
All
much for
right.
your time.
Thank you so much.
So we're back again, live
Yes,
at
we
the
are.
MAAV phone banking night live stream. This has been a real big experiment, and I just want to shout out to Madeline, who's behind the scenes working the magic to make this happen.
Yes, we could not do it without her.
Yeah, we're just flying by the seat of our pants here, and as you could tell probably from the beginning of the stream, we're just rolling with it because why not? Like
We gotta have fun.
yeah.
It's,
It's all about fun. When it can be, you better just do it.
Yes, exactly.
So I've had some really good conversations over the past couple of weeks with people, past board members, people that were around during the origin of the early days of MAAV. And I keep asking people, what do you have a favorite memory of the walk or of MAAV over the years? And there's a theme that keeps running throughout, and it's the well, I'll let a past board member explain it in this next video. I talked with Meredith Baker. She was on the board for a number of years, served as the board vice president, and we had a great conversation. So thank you, Meredith. But yeah, let's roll that video and she can tell us what it's about.
My name is Meredith Baker, and I was involved with MAAV from 2010 to 2020. I started out as a mentor, and then I joined the board shortly after that, within a year or two. Favorite walk memory? There are so many memories, it's hard to pick just one. I think my favorite walk overall arching memory is the art projects. I loved how the community art projects tied people together from young to old. We took the projects to classrooms, we took them to nursing homes, everywhere in between, and how those art projects brought people together. And then were displayed at the walks, and people could see them. They would go and try to find the art they created. And that's what MAAV does too. It brings all kinds of people together, creating something beautiful out of something that maybe isn't as beautiful as it could be. We help people find good relationships. We help people heal from bad relationships. And then we bring people from all over the community together to plan the walk, to participate in the walk, to raise funds for MAAV. So I think it's just a great event. It brings the community together, and it's very representative of the goals and mission of MAAV.
So we are doing an art project this year. As you saw at the end of the video, there's a link to find out how you can get involved. This is going to be sort of a parent-child team-up type of thing. So if you would like to get involved, please just sign up at that link that was showing. It's bit.ly.com/art, the number 4, MAAV, M-A-A-V. So again, bit.ly.com/art, the number 4, MAAV. We're going to go check in with the phone bankers to see how the night's going, and we're going to come back in a couple minutes with a final update on the night. But for anyone who's joined us out there, thanks for being here. Obviously,
yes, thank you so much.
We didn't really get to, since the beginning of the stream was so wackadoo, we didn't really get to tee up the walk. But the whole reason for doing this is that we have our 30th annual Walk to End Domestic Violence. It will be on October 5th at 4 p.m. at the Melrose Middle School. It'll be the vigil will be in the middle school auditorium, and then at about 4:30 we will walk around Melrose and come back to the school for a sort of post-walk 30th year celebration. We've got some fun stuff in the works for after the walk.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the walk this year, our goal is $75,000, which is a very aggressive goal that we have set ourselves. But our community needs, the help and, to really make a change. That's why we're being so aggressive and why we're really trying to push for the 30th year to really make the best and biggest impact we possibly can on the Melrose and surrounding community.
So yeah, we'll take a break for a couple minutes, and then we'll come back and let you know how the phone banking has gone tonight. And yeah, stay tuned for a few more minutes. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, we're back. And again, thanks so much for joining us tonight if you're watching the live stream live. And thanks for watching. Sorry, my mic was probably too close to me. Thanks for watching after the fact if you're tuning in later. So I wanted to just quickly say that, as Imogen mentioned before, our goal for the walk this year is $75,000. That's the highest goal we've ever set. So hopefully we'll have the highest walk numbers that we've ever had. I just want to shout out to the Melrose Run for Women and the Melrose Running Club, who a few weeks back presented MAAV with the check from the run this year for over $31,000. Their support is tremendously important to us. We are so grateful for the work they do on the run. It's a wonderful event. It happens on Mother's Day every year. So if you're looking for something, for a way to get involved with MAAV in the spring, definitely check out the Melrose Run for Women.
I ran it this year. It's really fun. It's a great atmosphere. Highly recommend.
So that's actually very nice to hear. I was actually there cheering. I did not run. Not yet. So I just wanted to update our numbers. Everyone's on the phone back there, which is great. So I wanted to say that as of today, we were just over 24,000 for our walk earnings so far, our walk donations so far. So we have a lot of work to do, but this is a great start. We've got about one more month to go. Remember, October 5th at 4 p.m. Melrose Middle School.
Yeah. And so the deadline for if you sponsor our walk at the sponsor level, the deadline to get your name on the t-shirts for the walk is September 12th, but that definitely does not mean if you see this after September 12th, you can definitely, we're not never going to turn away sponsors. So you definitely can still be very much involved and a sponsor for the walk, but it just for the name specifically to be put on the t-shirts, the sponsorship deadline is September 12th. And in order to donate, please go to maav.org. And that is, MAAV.org in order to donate. I think that concludes.
Just a quick thank you to all the volunteers who stopped by tonight to phone bank with us and to support this event in other ways. Shout out to all the volunteers that have donated to us all year long. We have an incredible group of people who come back time and time again to support us. So thanks so much to the volunteers that have joined us over the years. And hopefully we will see you on October 5th. Thank you, Imogen.
Thank you, Jeff.
And thank you, Madeline. And we will see you next time.
See you on October 5th.